Good morning, Crystal Palace, and welcome to Upper Norwood Library Hub's Library Lunch. My name's Galina Rin. I am your host today, and I'm coming from you live and direct from the green room here at Upper Norwood Library Hub. It's not actually green today, it's pink and it's blue, but that's a green screen wall behind me. I've just covered it up with some fancy lights. Anywho, if you've got any digital jobs that you need done, assets made for videos or live streams or anything like that, if you want to come here and record your voice or perhaps a video for a self tape, anything like that, we have a little studio that you can now come and use. We have a small amount of gear that you can use to help bring your digital ideas to life. And you also get me to help you out, should that be your thing. Or you can just use it on your own. Whatever's clever, anything at all, we'll help you do it. So just email me at galina.rin@unlt.org or check out our live streaming page on our website, uppernorwoodlibraryhub.org/live streaming. You'll just go to the website. You'll check it out. Check it out. Anyway, we have a lovely guest for you today. She is Joanna Brown, and she is from Glories. Hello, how you doing?
Hi, I'm well, thank you.
Amazing. For the folks who don't know anything about you or your group, let the people of Crystal Palace know who you are and what it is you do.
Well, I'm Joanna Brown. I'm a lawyer by profession, a child protection lawyer, and I'm an author, a co-author of a book called Climbing Clouds, Catching Comets, which is a book of poetry of my late son. I keep myself relatively fit, but in the last year or so, I've been engaged in drama, and I also sing. I used to sing in the worship team at the times when you could go to church and sing in choirs. But so I think that's me. That's me in a nutshell. I mean, there's obviously a lot more to what I've done in life, but I think that's it, really.
Well, I was going to say I did not know that you were a lawyer in the old family courts. I used to work for the family courts too. I was a admin
Ah,
for the family magistrates and judges for 10 years. But
well,
there we
that's a
go.
good while. Yes, I've been practicing since 1990, so that's a long time. I specialised in divorce to start off with, domestic violence, and then over the years, I've ended up in what we call public law, which is child protection, where care proceedings, protecting children and supporting families at risk of losing their children. Very demanding.
Wow. Yeah, it is a very demanding role. I mean, well done, well done. You're still practicing, are you?
At the moment, I'm on a break and I'm sort of toying with the idea of retiring.
Woo!
So I'm just using the time to consider whether I still want to continue in that field or move over to something else. And who knows? Well, I've discovered amateur dramatics through Autumn Glories, and I'm enjoying that at the moment.
Cool. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the history of the group, where you meet, all that kind of thing?
Yeah, last summer, someone sent me a link or a post, and a drama mentor called Tony Seeley was looking for people to do sort of like workshops in celebration of the Dark and Light Theatre. The Dark and Light Theatre are based in Brixton near Loughborough Road, and that was the first multicultural theatre. They started 50 years ago. So what was that in, I think it was 1960. And there was a person, I think his name is Frank Cousins, and he was celebrating 50 years of that theatre. They used to travel around, they used to put on political shows, they used to do Anansi stories, and they also put on dramas from South Africa and many sort of other sort of political things. The Rudolph Walker from EastEnders came to they put up a plaque in commemoration. So we were doing a drama. He got together people from the community, and we did a drama based around Brixton and how Brixton had changed over the years. And we really enjoyed it. It wasn't just putting on the end production, the drama. We had different workshops, character, getting into character. And it was a way of just getting lost in the moment. For me, at that time, I was working, as I said, in child protection, really heavy. And it was escapism. And it also helped when, the stresses of life. With drama, you can just get lost in a character, get lost in that moment, and it's quite therapeutic. So we really enjoyed the production. We put it on at Brixton Library, and it was well received. So after that project ended, that was a project through the Dark and Light, Longfield Hall, as they're now called. A few of us got together. One of the ladies that was in the drama group, she's an octogenarian, and she decided, she's also a ballet teacher and just so much energy, and she's so graceful. And she decided that it would be nice if we got together and maybe carried on the drama venture. So through her, contacted various ladies in that group. And then it was towards the end of last year we got together. And from there, we've just been meeting each week and coming up with ideas to do various productions. So that's how we got together and called ourselves the Autumn Glories, because we're all mature ladies in the prime of, well, not prime, but, we're mature ladies of all various ages, people in their 80s, 70s, 50 plus. So, yeah, that's how the Autumn Glories started.
Okay, cool. And you guys meet but when we're not in the current situation?
Yeah. We were meeting weekly at the Longfield Hall, and we would do various events and just sit down and come up with ideas. At the beginning of the year, we did a short performance for LAMPAG, which I think it's the Lambeth Age Community Group. And we do poetry reading, sketches, singing, anything that comes out. But obviously, everyone's affected by COVID and lockdown. And once when the lockdown came along and we were unable to physically meet at the Longfield Hall, then there was Zoom. And, at first we were unsure as to whether we would be able to keep the group going. We had to change some of our ideas and plans because obviously things don't work out when you're not meeting physically. But it's really, we've really enjoyed the weekly meetings. It's given us the opportunity to get to know each other more. And we found that we can develop certain sketches and certain pieces, irrespective of whether we're physically meeting. We, after the lockdown ended, we were able to meet in a park not far from Longfield Hall. One of our members was instrumental in getting this park built, and Prince Charles came and opened it up. So it's very dear to her, and she was insisting, no, we've got to meet in this park. And it was a lovely small little park in Herne Hill. And so we based ourselves there when the weather was really nice during that period when in between the lockdown. And we would practice our dance moves and our sketches and put together the performance that we will be doing later. We were going to do a performance for Age Concern or Age UK, but again, because of COVID, a lot of the schedules had to be rearranged. So yeah,
cool.
Weekly meetings, it's really good. And I think so many of members of the group have mentioned that they found it so useful and helpful during a difficult period when a lot of our children have grown, or a lot of people live on their own, and it's a chance of breaking down that monotony and looking forward to something each week during lockdown.
Yeah, that's exactly why we do this show, because it's given us something to get up out of bed for when the places were closed down. So it's cool that everyone has basically had the same idea. That's very cool.
Yeah, that's good.
So we have you on because of this show that is tonight, that we are live streaming on the library's channel. Do you want to talk specifically about the context of that show and what we can expect?
Yes. Yeah, right. Grabbing a piece of history as we go along the way. We've called it that because initially, as I said before, we were going to do a piece for age concern, and as the group is all women, and it just sort of evolved that way. But you know, we would welcome men along as well. And we were talking about one day we're talking about female issues, and someone mentioned menopause, and we thought, wow, you know, it's sometimes it's like a taboo subject, but that sort of evolved from mature ladies issues, and then we started talking about all different stages of our lives. So we decided to do this sketch that would sort of reflect the various stages that we are, the various experiences that we've had. And the title came from one of our members. She is a poet, and she you know, she's quite prolific. She's been writing for years, and she shared with us a poem, and that was the title of her poem. And we thought, yeah, that should be the title for our sketches, because it sort of it really does depict all the different stages that we want to you know, perform in what we're doing. So our performance really starts from a baby, sort of. It was supposed to be for age concern, but then that was cancelled, and so we had a performance at Black History Month. So we were sort of focusing on the issues that would affect the people who would come to the Black History Month performance. But then I have to say at this stage, Black history is history. It's not specifically for Black people. And our sketches covers a wide variety. Some of our group, it's quite a diverse group, and they were saying, well, if it's for Black history, then what contribution can we make? We don't see how we can contribute. And then we said, well, no, because, you know, if you're looking at the Windrush, it doesn't just affect the people that came over from the Caribbean or from Africa. There's lots of other people that would have got involved, that would have had experiences. So our sketches go from a young age. It's a sketch about a young child being taken from the Caribbean, coming to England, and her experience then, and the detachment from her parents. And that is a common thing that affects not just the Windrush generation. You know, a lot of people haven't considered the broken relationship between a child and a mother, a crucial part of life. And then there are also sketches of someone coming from South Africa to England. You know, and the common, a lot of us, if you come into a new place, you may have an accent, and quite often people say, well, where are you from? Where are you from? And, you know, so you may have to explain that. There's also a sketch of one of our members, the first time she encountered meeting a person of colour, a Black person, and her experiences then in the early 60s. There are also poetry to dealing with meeting the love of your life as a young person. And then there's also poetry around, you know, grabbing a bit of history, as we said, grabbing a bit of history along the way, what life's about, the various stages of life. We have, we've done a dance sketch, you know, there's a group dance in honor of one of our former members who left. And then as we go throughout the stages of life, you've got a sketch on the empty nest, you know, children going off to university or just leaving the homes, and all of a sudden the emotions that come over as a mother who's always looked after children. So there's a sketch on that. We have a sketch on being in a home and being dependent on people, and people just see you as an old person in a home, but then you reflect back and you've been a person who was quite prominent in life, and you've done many things in life. So that also, is quite challenging, because quite often, especially now with the COVID situation and the appalling treatment that a lot of people in homes have experienced, you could have prominent head teachers, MPs who are in homes who have done things in life, but they're just seen as someone who's totally dependent and not treated very well. And then towards the end of our performance, you've got a sketch on a widow talking about the loss of a lifelong partner, and then someone dealing with her experience of the loss of a parent, and going through the funeral, the wake, that sort of situation. So yeah, it's grabbing a bit of history. History is just stories over the period of time, and we pre-recorded, because of COVID. We were going to do it live, and we pre-recorded, and most people watching, I mean, we've shown it before, and we've got a really good reception, and it was really well received. But people don't understand. For most of us, we just had 4 hours to record about 10 women doing different sketches, and we all wished that we only had one take, and it was like, right, there you go, just get on with it. And looking back, we're all thinking, oh no, we should have done this, or when you've missed a bit out. But it does work, and obviously if we had more time, we could have perfected our performances. But we're really happy with the way that it all came out, and we hope that people will enjoy it tonight when they watch.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's grabbing a bit of history along the way.
Yeah. So it's lots of little sketches. How many sketches is that altogether?
I think there's 10 sketches. There's 10 people, and yeah, it runs for just over an hour.
Yeah, cool.
An hour and a bit or so, and on average 5 minutes. One or two might be shorter than that, because someone reads a poem that might be about 2-3 minutes, but there may be a sketch that lasts 5 minutes or 6 minutes. But it's a variety of different things, and we've thrown a little song and then the singing. And we're not professionals, we're just mature women who's come together, and so, but it works for us. It works, and we believe that people have appreciated it from the positive feedback that we've had. So yeah,
that's
I'm
cool.
looking forward to letting other people see what we are about. At the end of the performance, we have mentioned that if you want to come and join Autumn Glories, then please do so. At the moment, that excuse me, that invitation has to be on hold, because the whole COVID situation is so fluid. We just don't really know where we're going to be. And I feel that, well, not just me, but I think the view is, for now, the new people coming on board would be difficult until we know exactly, is it going to be in March, or is it going to be after Christmas, that we can get back to Longfield Hall and welcome new people in. So, but yeah, we will be looking to expand, and who knows? At the moment, the group, we have been greatly assisted by the drama mentor, Tony Seeley, and he's helped us to, just to improve the sketches and what to bring in, and sort of gaining confidence in improvising as well.
Cool.
So that's what people should expect this evening when they log on to watch us.
You've left out one vital piece of information of this event, is that there's going to be a Q&A at the end.
Of course, that's right. How could I miss that off? Yes. After the performance, we do hope people will stay right to the end and join us in a question and answer. That was when we performed or showed the performance before, we had a very good feedback and lively debate, and it does so many people can relate to different things because there's so many different aspects of life. So, you know, we had questions about attachment, you know, young children being left. In the wartime in England, it was a similar thing. Young children were sent off to the country, you know, children in the city were sent off to the country and things like that. And our various sketches just conjures up a lot of emotions and feelings for the audience. You know, those people who could relate to the empty nest, people who talked about the current situation with, you know, being in the home. There's an element of Windrush in one of the sketches. We've all gone through bereavement, but sometimes it's so difficult to talk about your feelings and emotions with people, how you're feeling if a spouse or a loved one dies. So yeah, we're hoping that people will stay. There's a question that you can throw a question at anyone in about any of the sketches that you've seen, or just about the drama group, how we meet, how we operate. And yeah, we're hoping that people will engage and we'll have a nice, lively debate at the end.
Yeah, that's cool. So, if people want to watch the event, how can they join in?
I believe that we've asked people, it's going to be live through Facebook, um, on on the on your hub, on the Upper Norwood Facebook hub. They can also log into YouTube. Many of us have been sending out the link that they can, you know, log on and just join the performance. So yeah, I think that's how, you know, you can just click on the link that we have been sharing, and I believe the library is shared, and people can log on to that, and that will take them directly to the Facebook Live or the YouTube. I think it's also going to be linked with YouTube as well.
Yep. So I've just put the link in for the event onto the chat. It's also in the description. But if all else fails, it'll just be on Upper Norwood Library Hub's main page. So if you are already subscribed to us, you will get a notification. The same with YouTube. It'll be on the library's YouTube page. So if you can like and subscribe over there, you will receive a notification when it goes live as well. Amazing. And what time does it start at tonight, Joanna?
It starts at 7 o'clock, and 7 till, I believe, 7 to 9. Again, it depends on the debate, because on the last occasion we found that we went on just not too long over 9 o'clock, but that really is just driven by people's involvement, and if there is an interest, we're confident that people will have questions or comments that they want to raise, and but hopefully we should finish by 9 o'clock.
Cool. And if folks want to get involved with your group specifically,
Right. Well, we have an email address, and that's through the Longfield Hall. I think it's enquiries@longfieldhall.org.uk. We have an alternative email address, but it's very long-winded, and we're thinking of changing that. So it's probably best to just stick to the Enquiries at Longfield Hall. That's where we physically practice, but they then forward on most of the information. Our administrator, Susan Miller, is the person that will pick it up. We discuss things each week, and yeah, and so take it from there. Hopefully in the new year we will be considering, if it looks as if lockdown is going to be extended, then I think we will probably consider taking on new people sort of new year and doing it by Zoom. So obviously you do have to have a Zoom account to be able to link with us. And at the moment we are currently looking at sort of doing a sort of a festive type sketch for the, you know, around about the Christmas or the holiday season, bearing in mind that not everyone does Christmas and there's other festivities, but we're trying to look at doing a short piece just before the end of this year. And then we'll see what happens in the new year with Autumn Glories. We're always looking for seeking donations so that we can, put on performances, or not necessarily donations, but funding. We will, as the group expands, we will be setting ourselves up, probably on social media, and there may be the element of donations as well. But, you know, that needs to evolve.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing. Well, that sounds like an awesome project all round, and the show is 7 o'clock tonight. So, thank you very much, Joanna, for joining us. That will be something
Thank,
worth watching for sure.
thank you for having me, and we look forward to seeing people later this evening. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you. I'm just going to run through the few notifications that we have here at the library to finish off our show. The biggest one is Santa! Santa! So Santa is coming for sure. The reindeer, so we have Santa and reindeers for 6 days. I think every one of those is now sold out. There might be a couple of tickets left on the odd day as we get returns. But other than that, I think it's pretty much sold out. And we now have socially distant Santa either in the room or on Zoom, depending on what you want to do. The Zoom ones are obviously just a little bit cheaper. And they are live now. So I have put the link in the description. I'm going to drop it into the chat now as well. If they are as popular as Santa and the Reindeer has been, I would get in quick if you've got kids that want to see Santa. We're going to be building a grotto here at the library for the socially distant aspect. All COVID guidelines, government guidelines will be adhered to, however which way they look by the time we get to December. Amazing. Our social media team has been pushing me to make sure that I feature the feedback form for our live stream channel. The reason that we're asking folks to fill out this form is because we can apply for funding for more technology and more aspects of live streaming here at the library. However, we need to back that up with evidence. So if you have a wee minute in your day and you would like to help us, it's free for you to do. It helps us immensely and it means we could possibly get more funding. Then please fill out the form, which I have just linked in the chat, which doesn't work apparently. But it does work on the description. I'm just going to relink this. I can do that. You know me, when I'm hosting and doing tech at the same time, it all goes a bit wrong, but it's fine now, I think. Yeah, it's probably right. So thank you once again, Joanna, for joining us. Thank you very much. It's been lovely to have you. Yay. And we will see all the rest of yous tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Yeah, okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.